What's up, YouTube? Yu-Gi-Oh! Tube here. We're going to talk about YCS. We're going to talk about the deal that almost happened. Was I a fool? Was I a genius? We're going to have to revisit this video a few years later to see what really happened here. But before I get on to the deal, this is what this video is going to be really about, okay? First of all, YCS was pretty awesome. I got to meet a lot of people, a lot of different binders, some crazy cards. I mean, I saw things going from Corrected Art Paladins to Jinzo jars to Korean Tournament Pack Ultras. I mean, it just kept going and going. I mean, I saw tons and tons of stuff. So, first of all, YCS New Jersey, very, very good event, 2-day event. I would do it again. It was very fun to get to meet some other Yu-Gi-Oh people out there, so I'm not the only one that shares this weird obsession. But nonetheless, first of all, as you could see here, I have not showered today. I figured if I was going to a Yu-Gi-Oh convention, no one else showers, so I am not going to shower. So here we go. So that's why my hair's like just a little bit greasy, a little Greasy Grove Fortnite reference. Anyways, we're going to talk about the deal that almost happened. And was it a mistake? Was it not a mistake? Was it a great deal for me? Was it a great deal for him? Long run, who wins? Short term, who wins? But nonetheless, here we go. A PSA 10, as you can see here, Blue Eyes White Dragon. Okay, Gem Mint, LOB, second print run, Blue Eyes White Dragon, PSA 10. Let's see if we can focus in on that. Here it is. Beautiful, beautiful thing. Okay, Blue Eyes White Dragon, PSA 10. What's the deal? What happened? So, as we know, this card has been selling for about $1,200 on eBay, on Instagram, on whatever it might be, $1,200, give or take. Now, I was offered, okay, well, before I get to the offer, I was asked, what do you value this at? And I heard that there was someone that was interested in my PSA graded stuff, some of it. And I said, to be honest, this is a keeper card. I'd only get rid of this probably for something more LOB related or something. He said, well, what if I offered you cash? A lot of cash. I said, well, you know, I could listen. I could listen, of course. Of course I can listen. And so basically the point was, what do you value it? I said, I don't want to get rid of it. I would not get rid of it for 12. I know it's been selling for 12 to 1300. I wouldn't get rid of it for 12 to 13 because guess what? I'm going to have to go and I'm going to have to find another one down the line for a PSA 10 LOB, and I'm going to have to find another one, and it's going to cost me more money in the long run, more time, more effort. A lot of stuff can go into this. If I wait a year, it could be $2,000 for all I know. So here we go. The deal was, what do you value it at, Tim? Tim, what are you valuing this LOB Blue Eyes for? I said, you know, it's going to be overvalued. Because I have to worry about getting another one. I don't know if I'm ever going to see another one of these again for sale at a reasonable cost. So I'm going to overvalue it. And I'm going to be honest with you. And this is what I value it at. $1,500. $1,500? It's not for worth $1,500. Why are you valuing $1,500? That's, I mean, look, I understand the concerns. Okay? But this is the value I'm putting on it. Because I just don't want to get rid of it. Because again, I could sell it right now, but that doesn't guarantee there's another one on the market or another seller on the market that I could just go and buy one. They're not something that are always being sold, these cards. Okay, as we see on eBay, obviously, people want outrageous prices, like $2,000 to $3,000 for one, but for $1,500, that's the only way I'd feel good going to bed at night knowing I sold this card. I mean, let's all be honest, too. Blue Eyes White Dragon. When you think of Yu-Gi-Oh, you think of Blue Eyes. Yeah, there's Dark Magician. Yeah, there's Exodia. But there's also Blue Eyes, okay? So, Blue Eyes is the face of the franchise. It's the face of the trading card game. And honestly, it is the safest investment of all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Anything Blue Eyes related. It could be DDS. It could be SDK. It could be LOB. Anything Blue Eyes related in Yu-Gi-Oh! If you're going to invest in old school Yu-Gi-Oh! You want Blue Eyes White Dragon. So I said, let's be honest, too, the boxes, I mean, they're dried up. The boxes on the market, forget about them. First print, second print, no matter what, you're going to spend thousands of dollars for a box. Is anyone going to open boxes hoping for a Blue Eyes White Dragon? That's financial suicide. You may as well just buy the PSA 10 Blue Eyes. Forget about the rest. I mean, it's Blue Eyes White Dragon, okay? If you're opening a box hoping for Blue Eyes, you're probably going to be out of luck. And not only that, if you were to pull this Blue Eyes from a box of LOB that you spent thousands of dollars for, you're going to have to get it graded a PSA 10. What are the odds of it's being perfectly centered? What are the odds of it not coming out of the pack with dings and dents? Okay, so you have to beat those odds. And so basically, again, I was offered I offered it for $1,500. I said, for $1,500, it's yours. Okay, and he said, well, no, I want a little bit more. Okay, I know you have a 9 Blue Eyes White Dragon, PSA 9. I said, he said, you know what? If you throw in the 9 with this 10, I will give you $2,000. $2,000. He says, well, what do you value the 9 at? And I said, they've been selling for around, way back, around $400 to $500. All right, fair enough, right? And $400 to $500. And my 9 personally, I feel like, yes, it is a little shifted, a little off-centered, but it is a flaw. I mean, there is no flaws. I could probably go to Beckett. They'll give it a 9.5 and a 9 on the centering and everything else 9.5 or 10s as the subgrades, and it'll still be a 9.5 gem mint grade. Okay, so it's still a very, very, very good card. All right. Could even get a PSA 10 if you're lucky. All right, so that's one thing. I said I thought about maybe trying it again, maybe submitting it again to PSA and seeing if it gets that 10, because as we know, there's a huge difference. And I think it's a very strong 9. So he said, well, how about I give you $2,000 for this, the PSA 10 and the PSA 9. So we call it even, $2,000 in cash. Man, that was tough. That was tough. Yeah. It's one of the tougher decisions I've had to make, because on one hand, okay, you have, well, he's willing to pay over value. Okay, he's willing to pay over market value for these 2 cards. Over market value. And at that point, everything from the rule of thumb says, if it's over market value, sell it. Sell it short is what they say, which is basically selling it now with the intent to buy it back later and hold on to it and repeat and re-rinse the process. So my gut says, all right, you're being stupid if you don't take this, because, again, this person is willing to pay a little overvalue. And you told him, and I told him, I said, it might be overvalued. It is overvalued. But, again, I'm going to have to go through the nonsense of trying to pick one up. The nonsense of having to pay a reasonable price. The nonsense of having to find someone that's willing to sell one of these, again, for a reasonable cost. And let's be honest, how many people are willing to sell Blue Eyes very easily? Not really many. Okay? And it's not going to get any easier, because all these cards are getting into more high-end collectors with deeper pockets at this point. It's no longer a game or a collectible. It's more of an investment at this point. A Blue Eyes White Dragon from LOB is turning into an investment. Okay, let's be honest. If you spend that much money on a card, that's got to be an investment. So now you will no longer have the collectors that have it, but more investors that have it as well. And am I really going to have to go through to try and find another one of these down the line? Because I don't want to sell this and not have an LOB Blue Eyes. Okay? I want to have an LOB Blue Eyes White Dragon, because it is the face of the game. So nonetheless, I declined the offer. Okay, I said, thank you, thanks, but no thanks. I appreciate it. It was a great offer, and I don't have any problems with it. It was a tremendous offer, all right? It was that close to pulling the trigger. I mean, if you would have said just 15 for the 10, I would have done it. I would have done it. I mean, who would? It's tough not to do it because of market value. But, again, in a year's time, will it be 1,500? In 2 years' time, could it hit 2,000? Could it hit 2,500 in 2 years? I don't know. I'm not a fortune teller. I don't have a crystal ball. What I do know is if you're investing anything into Yu-Gi-Oh, this is the one to invest in. And I said, do I really want to make a few bucks? I paid $800 for this about a year ago. I can make almost double, a nice solid 70% return. That's great in 2 years. Do I really, though, want to do it not knowing and having that uncertainty that I won't be able to get another one of these again at a reasonable cost? That's the question you have to ask yourself. And for that uncertainty, I had to raise and demand that premium. It didn't work out. It almost did. And it was a very fair offer. But that's my little spiel, my little story of YCS. my opinion on this card. I want you to give your opinions. Are you going to say, Tim or Yugioh Tube, you are an idiot. You are a fool for not taking over market value for these two cards. $2,000 for 9 and 10 LOB. Blue Eyes White Dragon. $2,000. You are a fool. You're an absolute clown. Put that in the comments below. I want to hear it. I want to hear other opinions. I really do. I enjoy hearing other people's opinions on this stuff. Or do you have, Tim, you're a genius. Because if you hold on to this for years, you're gold. It might take a little while. And I said, I'm not in the rush for money. I'm not looking to get rid of this I could hold on. I could sit back and watch this increase in value. I said, we all know this is going to increase in value. I mean, the odds are this is going to increase in value. It's the question of how much and in how long will it increase. That's the question. So, let me know your comments below. Yugioh 2 signing out again. Did I make the right decision? Did I do the right thing in declining an offer slightly above market value? Did I make the right decision in the long run? Because again, this isn't the volatile game meta cards, okay? This is vintage Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So I'm not looking to make a quick buck. I'm making to make a nice, slow, steady, gradual progression. Did I make the right choice? Did I make a mistake? Should I have sold it and put it into something else? Should I have kept it like I did and watch it hopefully grow like I expect it to, like so many others do? I don't know. I'll have to wait for your comments. Yugioh Tube signing out. Enjoy the rest of your weeks.